Everyone, and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level business English lesson, and today we're going to be looking at vocabulary words that are related to the structure and the roles and responsibilities within organizations in various industries. So think about your current or your most recent job. What is your position? Do you usually work by yourself or with other people? And on an average day, who do you talk to? And feel free to share those responses in the comments. Now you're going to read the introduction to the article and then see if you can describe the role of each department that is mentioned. Now you can pause the video, try this on your own, and answer the questions in the comments, or you can follow along as I read. Working together to make an organization work. A company can only be successful when each department works together to achieve a goal. Every organization has many moving pieces. When employees understand what each department does, it becomes easier to work together to achieve the company's goals. These are some of the departments in the company: the service department, the finance department, the research and development department, and the operations department. So in the comments, if you would go ahead and just write down what you think each of these departments do. All right, now we're going to read the descriptions from the article, and you can determine if your ideas were correct. Again, you can pause the video and read on your own, or you can follow along as I read. The service department. When there is a problem with a product, the service department is sent to fix it. This department has people with backgrounds in IT or engineering. These people know how to fix equipment that is not working. Their job involves traveling to repair things and fixing problems as fast as possible to keep customers happy. When a problem can't be fixed, a new product must be sent to replace it. The finance department. This department is responsible for managing the money of the company. When money is needed, the finance department finds a way to get it. The Research and Development Department. This department develops new products or processes or improves the current products and processes. Before a new product is developed, this department does a lot of research. The Operations Department. This department manages all the activities that are connected with creating and delivering a company's products or services. They make sure that a high-quality product or service is provided to customers. All right, you're going to listen to 5 people talking about their departments and see if you can match the speakers with the pictures A through E. So first, let's listen.
My department is responsible for making the products and managing their quality. We make sure that the manufacturing plant and the equipment are in good condition and that our products are produced in an efficient way.
My department buys the materials and production equipment that is used to manufacture products. Goods and services, like office equipment and furniture, are also bought by my department. We make sure that our organization always has the right items, in the right amount, in the right place, at the right time. And of course, at the right price.
It's my job to research what customers want and figure out how to provide it to them. My department decides the best price to sell the product and where the product should be sold. And we have to persuade people to buy our products. That's the most important thing.
I am in charge of finding and hiring employees and making sure that they are trained to do their jobs. My department helps to keep employees happy. I'm always thinking about ways to help both the employees and the organization to be successful.
It's my job to manage the company's money. That includes preparing financial statements, managing the payroll, and helping managers to make financial decisions. I have to be very careful to keep detailed records because this information is shared with shareholders and the government.
All right, I'll play them once more, one at a time, and we'll show the answers to each of these.
My department is responsible for making the products and managing their quality. We make sure that the manufacturing plant and the equipment are in good condition and that our products are produced in an efficient way.
Okay, so number 1 is letter D, a production supervisor. She works in production and reports to the production manager.
My department buys the materials and production equipment that is used to manufacture products. Goods and services, like office equipment and furniture, are also bought by my department. We make sure that our organization always has the right items, in the right amount, in the right place, at the right time. And of course, at the right price.
So number 2 would be letter E. I'm an administrator. I work in purchasing and I report to the purchasing manager.
It's my job to research what customers want and figure out how to provide it to them. My department decides the best price to sell the product and where the product should be sold. And we have to persuade people to buy our products. That's the most important thing.
So number 3 is letter A content marketing specialist, work in marketing and report to the marketing manager.
I am in charge of finding and hiring employees and making sure that they are trained to do their jobs. My department helps to keep employees happy. I'm always thinking about ways to help both the employees and the organization to be successful.
Is the human resources coordinator, works in human resources, and reports to the HR director.
It's my job to manage the company's money. That includes preparing financial statements, managing the payroll, and helping managers to make financial decisions. I have to be very careful to keep detailed records because this information is shared with shareholders and the government.
Right, and that is, I'm an accountant. I work in accounting, in the accounting and finance department, and I report to the finance manager. So now you can describe your own role, your department, and people and person or people that you report to. And you can use this structure that is provided. I am that's your job title. I work in the department name or in the field, whatever field you're in, and then reporting to the job title of the person. We use report to describe who is responsible for us at work. And you can see how these descriptions follow this structure. She says, I am a content marketing specialist, and I work in marketing, or she could say the marketing department, and I report to the marketing manager. So in the comments, go ahead and describe your role, department, and the person or people that you report to. So now we're going to take a look at workplace problems and see if you can figure out which department does each person need to talk to. So Paula says, my computer won't start. I turn it on, but after a few seconds, it just turns off again. Here, that would probably be the servicing department. Namil says, one of my customers made a good suggestion for how we can improve one of our existing products, but I don't know whether it is possible. Perhaps the R&D department, and maybe also the production department. In some cases, maybe more than one department needs to work together to solve a particular problem. I want to start a new project, but there isn't enough money in the budget. That would be the finance department. We are not reaching the right market for our product. We need a new strategy. Probably that would be the marketing department. I need a larger team for this project. There's too much that needs to be done. That would be the HR department. And Mateo says the customer needs the order by tomorrow evening. Is that possible? That would be logistics. So an industry is a group of companies that are related based on their primary business activities. So you want to match each industry to a photo. The word industry and sector are also often used in the same way. So she is a teacher. She works in education. And this person looks to be like a nurse. So she works in the healthcare industry. He works in the construction industry. This looks like some hotel desk clerks, so they work in the hospitality industry. A person should be creative to work in advertising. He's a director. He works in the entertainment industry. And she works as a business analyst in the finance sector. So now we're going to read the text and complete the chart. And then you'll do the same thing for your own job, either a job you have now or a job that you've had in the past. And you can pause the video and try this on your own, or you can follow along as I read. Hello, my name is Quentin, and I am an IT engineer. I work in the service department, and I report to Ashley, the service manager. I am in charge of our computer network. I'm responsible for updating software. I am senior to 3 junior engineers in the department who help me to solving IT issues. So the senior staff would include the service manager. Then there's Quentin. And then he has the junior engineers. And then his tasks. He's in charge of the computer networks. Updates software. And solves IT issues. Now, write a description and describe your own job in a similar way. If you'd like to share that in the comments, that would be great. All right, now we're going to listen again to one of the speakers and fill in the blanks as we go.
My department buys the materials and production equipment that is used to manufacture products. Goods and services, like office equipment and furniture, are also bought by my department. We make sure that our organization always has the right items, in the right amount, in the right place, at the right time. And of course, at the right price.
All right, so we can make basic sentences with a subject, a verb, and an object, and this is known as the active voice. So the IT department is the subject, solves is the verb, and computer problems is the object. In this sentence, the IT department is the subject does the action, the verb, computer problems is the object, and the object receives the action of the verb. Now we can also make sentences using the passive voice, so then the order changes. Computer problems are solved by the IT department. The meaning of these two sentences is the same, but the passive voice focuses on the receiver of the action, not the person or thing that did the action. So to form the passive voice, the object comes at the beginning of the sentence, and we use be plus a past participle. So look how we change this sentence from active to passive voice. The IT department solves computer problems. So we take the verb and we use be, the present tense of be plus the past participle, which would be are, and then solved. So computer problems are solved by the IT department. So the object comes first, and then we can introduce the subject with by. So now you're going to practice changing these sentences from active to passive voice. You can pause the video, try that on your own, or type your answers into the comments, and then restart when you're ready to check. Okay, the company opened a new office building last year. A new office building was opened last year would be the passive of that. The HR department sent an email to all employees. An email was sent to all employees, and then you can add by the HR department if you feel like that information is needed. And our company makes our products at a factory in Bolivia. Our products are made at a factory in Bolivia. So when do we use the passive voice? We use the passive voice for several reasons. We often use the passive when we don't know who or what did the action. So the package was delivered on Friday. We don't know who delivered the package. The app was designed to work on Android phones. We don't know who designed the app. We also use the passive voice when the who or what of the action is not important. Our products are made in the USA. The people who make the product aren't important in these sentences. The body wash is made with organic ingredients. Or the meeting was rescheduled to Friday. It is not important who rescheduled the meeting. All right, now you can pause the video, try matching these sentence halves, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So a new finance officer will be hired next week. All our targets were met last quarter. The meeting is scheduled for tomorrow at 9 a.m. Some interesting ideas for marketing our new products were suggested during the discussion. The new bonus system will be announced to staff next month, and training is usually held on the 4th floor. You're going to practice the passive voice. Change each sentence into the passive present or the past simple. So here we have our research team tested the product. The product was tested by our research team. Go ahead and try these on your own and then restart when you're ready to have a look at the answers. Okay, the Human Resources Department hires new staff would become new staff is hired by the Human Resources Department. The company records all calls for training purposes. All calls are recorded for training purposes. Our boss canceled the meeting last week. The meeting was canceled last week. The service department repairs all broken equipment. All broken equipment is repaired by the service department. The operations department manages the processes in the organization. All processes are managed by the operations department. And our partner manufactures our products in a factory in Cambodia. Our products are manufactured in a factory in Cambodia. Now, the passive voice is also used to talk about issues that might be sensitive when we don't want to make someone feel bad. The first sentence might make Eric feel embarrassed about his mistake. However, the second sentence avoids pointing out who made the mistake. So Eric didn't email the customer on time. The customer wasn't emailed on time. So have you ever had an experience like Eric? And if so, how did you feel? Again, you can share those experiences in the comments to generate some conversation. So look at the examples below. What could the speaker say to be more sensitive? Use the passive voice and any other language that you know. So unfortunately, Cheapo deleted all our sales records from the computer system. So all of our sales records were deleted from the computer system. Hector has planned everything so poorly. Everything was poorly planned. The passive voice is also used when talking about rules and requirements that everyone should know. The first sentence might make the listener feel like they are being targeted. The second sentence removes the subject you and doesn't have the same feeling. So you must complete the report on time, compared with reports must be completed on time. So look at the examples below. What could the speaker say to show that the rule is general? And use the passive voice in any other language you know. So you must not bring food into the office. We could change that to be food must not be brought into the office. And you must close the door. The door must be closed. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, leave comments, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.